Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, today we're tackling something. Well, potentially the most emotionally charged piece of writing you might ever do. Your wedding vows.
Mm-hmm. High stakes, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a whole stack of sources here, articles, guides, research on communication, and our mission is basically to boil it all down for you.
Right.
Give you that shortcut, how to write words that genuinely move your partner, make them feel incredibly seen and loved, and skip the clichés.
Absolutely, because, look, weddings are fantastic, loads of fun logistics.
Oh, yeah.
But those vows, that's the core, that's the heartbeat of the whole thing.
Totally.
So, yeah, our goal today is a clear guide, step by step, how to get past the generic stuff and write something truly sincere, something that's just yours.
Okay, let's unpack this then. So before you even think about writing a single word, the first step seems to be this intense reflection.
Yes.
Crucial. We hear think about your journey a lot, but it feels a bit vague. What specifically should you be focusing on right at the start?
That's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
It is vague sometimes. The common trap is just hitting the highlights,
Yeah.
The proposal, first kiss, the big movie moment.
Right.
We need to go deeper. Step one, reflection, yes, but specifically isolating the small, defining moments, the quirks.
Quirks, like what?
Like ask yourself, what's the silliest thing they do that you secretly adore? Or pinpoint the exact moment you thought, okay, this is forever, even if you're just, washing dishes.
Huh. Okay, that's interesting. So forget the grand sweeping statements for a minute and zoom in on the tiny, maybe even mundane details. Why is that more powerful?
Because specificity cuts through the fluff. It bypasses sentimentality.
Okay.
Mentioning how they always say hum off key when they're happy, or that specific way they look when they're concentrating. That shows you see them, truly see them.
It proves you're paying attention to the real person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That unguarded honesty is what makes the bond feel unique. Skip that part, and yeah, your vows might sound nice, but they could be for anyone.
Right, generic. Got it. So once you've mined those specific little gems, what's next?
Step two is setting the tone. This is huge because it shapes the whole emotional feel.
Right.
Are you going for deeply romantic, lighthearted and funny, more traditional, serious, or like a mix?
How important is nailing that tone down early?
Very. It dictates the language you'll use, the kinds of stories you might include, even roughly how long the vows might be. It prevents that sort of generic feeling we talked about.
Okay, but what if you're naturally, say, a bit goofy as a couple, but you also want that profound, serious commitment in there? How do you blend tones? Does it risk sounding
weird? Yeah, people worry about that. If you're a really playful couple, forcing some super solemn, purely poetic tone might feel really unnatural when you actually say the words.
Yeah.
The sources suggest using humor purposefully, maybe to ease into the really big emotions, or to highlight an endearing flaw you both accept.
So, start with a funny memory.
Yeah, maybe. Like that disastrous first date story or an inside joke. Use that warmth, that shared laughter, and then pivot gently into the deeper promise.
Ah, so the contrast actually makes the serious part land harder.
Exactly. It feels earned, and it feels authentic to you as a couple.
Okay, this is making sense. So we've reflected, we've got our specific moments, we've thought about the tone. Now we actually have to write the thing. Step 3.
Right, the writing phase.
The sources hammer home sincerity here. Speak from the heart. But how do you do that effectively without it just becoming a long, rambling list of feelings? How do you keep it focused?
Discipline. That's the key. Sincerity isn't just emoting endlessly. It's about crafting personalized promises, commitments, promises that show you truly understand your partner and what marriage actually means to both of you.
So less I'll love you forever, which is nice, but broad.
Yeah, exactly. More action-oriented. What does that love look like day to day?
How do you make that specific?
Tie it back to those reflections. If you reflected on, say, how your partner brings calm to your chaos, the promise isn't just, I promise to be calm.
Right.
It might be, I promise to learn from your patience, and when things get stressful, I'll remember to breathe before I react. See? Specific, actionable. Shows you get them.
And it reflects your dedication to making it work.
Absolutely. Personalize those commitments. Don't grab lines from a template. Promise things that might be a bit hard for you, but you know are important for them or for the relationship. Promise effort.
That makes sense. Sincerity through specific lived-in promises. But, okay, you pour your heart out, you get it all down. The writing isn't finished, is it? Step 4, editing.
Ugh, the hardest part for many.
Right, because it feels so personal. How do you take a scalpel to your heartfelt words? The guides stress clarity, conciseness.
You have to edit for impact, not just for content. Length doesn't equal emotional weight.
So true.
Avoid the pitfalls, getting overly sentimental at using sort of lazy adjectives, amazing, wonderful, perfect.
And the clichés. My rock, my soulmate, my everything.
Exactly. They sound nice, but they lack punch because they're overused. Be ruthless.
Great, ruthless. What about length? I've definitely been at weddings where the vows are beautiful, but they go on for like 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Yeah, and attention starts to wander, even from the couple sometimes.
Right.
Aim for concise. Under 2 minutes is usually a good target, maybe 200, 300 words, tops.
Wow, that's quite short.
It forces you to be economical. Every single word needs to earn its place. Focus on strong verbs, specific nouns.
Instead of just adjectives.
Right. Don't just say, you're so supportive. Describe how they were supportive in a specific instance. Show, don't just tell. If a line feels a bit fluffy or doesn't add real, sincere meaning or a concrete promise, cut it.
Cut it. Okay. Brutal, but necessary for impact. So let's say you've done it. Written, refined, cut the fluff. Now, delivery. Step 5, rehearse.
Absolutely crucial. This turns the words on paper into that unforgettable moment.
Why is practicing out loud so important? Isn't just reading it over enough?
Not really. Reading it aloud is key. And not just mumbling. Actually speak the words.
Okay.
It's not just about memorizing, though that can help reduce nerves. It's about getting comfortable with the feel of the words, the emotional weight.
So you don't stumble on the day.
Exactly. And so you can deliver smoothly even when, the adrenaline hits and your hands are shaking.
What if practicing makes you tear up every time? Should you try to suppress that or just lean into it?
Oh, lean into it during practice. Feel the emotion. But focus the practice on pacing.
Pacing?
Yeah. Where will you pause naturally? Yeah. Where will you slow down for emphasis? Where will you make eye contact with your partner? Delivering with authenticity means allowing those pauses, those moments of connection. It's not a race to the end. The connection happens in those breaths, those looks.
That makes sense. The pauses are as important as the words.
Okay, so beyond those 5 core steps, the sources had some extra practical tips. First one.
Start early.
Yes, please start early.
Cannot stress this enough, right? Don't leave it until the night before. You need time to let things simmer. Reflect, draft, put it away, come back with fresh eyes.
Absolutely. 3 vows are rarely the best vows.
Second tip. Be yourself. We touched on this with tone, but it goes deeper. Let your actual personality come through. If you're funny, be a little funny. Don't try to be someone you're not just because it's a wedding.
If you're usually sarcastic and witty, suddenly becoming ultra formal and poetic might just feel off to everyone.
Right. And third, keep it real. This one stood out.
Yeah, I like this one.
Your vows should reflect the real relationship with all its ups and downs. Why is acknowledging the downs important?
Because no relationship is perfect. Acknowledging that you face challenges together, that you've had to work at it, it makes the commitment you're making for the future feel so much more grounded, more powerful.
It's a promise based on reality, not fantasy.
Exactly. You're dedicating yourself to the partner you have, the life you share, not some idealized picture.
Okay. And then there are a couple of quick logistical points. First, the surprise factor. Do you keep them secret or share beforehand?
Good question. The surprise can be lovely, very romantic.
I bet.
But sharing them can help ensure you're on the same page, tonally and lengthwise. You don't want one person giving a 2-minute heartfelt speech and the other cracking a 30-second joke.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Harmonization, as you called it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other logistical point, if you have cultural or religious traditions that are important, weave them in naturally.
Don't just tack them on at the end.
Exactly. Make them part of the fabric of your promises if they feel integral to you.
Okay. Now, just a quick detour. The sources briefly mention something else related to wedding prep. Managing external pressures.
Ah, yes, the surrounding chaos.
Right. Because writing vows happens in this intimate space, but the wedding itself is, well, often a production.
It is. And dealing with external stuff, like maybe difficult relatives, people with strong opinions, expectations that don't match yours.
Yeah.
That's real.
Unwanted advice, conflicting ideas.
All of it. And point the sources make, briefly, is that managing that stress is actually part of preparing to deliver your vows effectively.
How so?
Well, if you're completely frazzled by family drama or vendor issues right before you walk down the aisle,
it's hard to be present and sincere.
Exactly. It can cloud your ability to connect with the meaning of the moment and deliver those words with genuine focus. So keeping perspective, maybe even using the vows themselves as your anchor, that's almost like an unofficial step 6.
Grounding yourself in the why. I like that. Okay, so let's bring it all together. What's the big takeaway here?
I think it's that writing your own vows isn't just ticking a box. It's this incredible opportunity to articulate your unique commitment in a really powerful way.
And mastering these steps, that deep, specific reflection, disciplined writing focused on real promises, smart editing for impact, and practicing for authentic delivery, that's the path to doing it well.
Yeah, it's the shortcut to words that really land, that resonate deeply.
We've seen the perfect vow blends, that unique personal insight, the little details only you two know, with clear, concise, active promises.
Delivered with genuine, unguarded emotion.
Yeah.
It's like a tiny snapshot of your whole relationship, past, present, and future.
So as you sit down to write, keeping in mind that advice to reflect the real relationship, ups and downs included, here's a final thought for you to chew on.
Okay.
If acknowledging a past struggle, maybe a really tough time you navigate together, a genuine down moment actually strengthens your bond, how might weaving that specific shared struggle and the resilience you built from it make the future promise you're making even more powerful, more profoundly moving, more undeniably real?
That's a deep one. Something to definitely consider.
Something to consider. We really hope you take these ideas and craft something truly memorable. Good luck with the writing.
Best of luck.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.